Good afternoon, everyone. This is Silver here. We're going to talk a little sports. We're going to talk sports about specifically about the expansion of the Big 12. Um, Breaking news yesterday that by Max Olson with the Athletic that there are four teams that are front runners with the Big 12 expansion. That being BYU, Cincinnati, UCF, and Houston. It was reported by other outlets that they thought Houston was eliminated and was not going to be part of it. I didn't think that was the case. I think Houston has a lot to offer, but I was not sure whether it was going to be Houston or Memphis. I think both teams have a lot to offer to the Big 12, um, but I'm not surprised that it's Houston, and I'm not disappointed. I think it's good. I think there's been some great games. Houston was a few years ago their cream of the crop with the American Conference. Um, since that time, UCF and Cincinnati has surpassed them in football, and but Houston's still right there, and they both all three have great programs. I'm not surprised with BYU. BYU has been largely reported as being the only one that offers an increase in TV revenue, and we all know that money is driving the expansion and trying to bring stability to the Big 12 and that. So I'm not surprised. What I am surprised about, though, is today the report coming out of Houston with KHOU and Matt Musel saying that the formal invitations are going to happen in the next 7 to 10 days from his sources. So that surprises me that it'd be that quick, that things are moving along that fast. I mean, they're even showing interviews with Alma Mater and others about the pending invite to the Big 12. So that kind of surprises me, that things are going to move along that fast. I'm not sure that they will move along that fast because there's a lot that goes into it. Whether or not they're going to do just football only invites or full athletic program invites. How that's going to work, as far as everything, when teams are going to come in and when not. I know that the three American Conference schools, they have a long wait period. They have to give notice. I believe it's 27 months notice to the American Conference that they are leaving and joining the Big 12. The one that could move right away is Brigham Young. Brigham Young does not have a conference in football, and part of their agreement with the West Coast Conference is that if they join a P5 conference, they can leave at any time. They can jump ship at any time without penalty. So, so they have a plus with that. Plus, they also have, well, that's one of the big pluses with them, is they have their own network and all that stuff that I think can really help with the Big 12 if utilized in the right way, and it makes sense on both sides. We don't want to see Brigham Young becoming this pain in the rear, kind of like Texas was when with their Longhorn network and their issues that they had. Um, over the next day, we're going to talk about all four of these schools, what they bring to the Big 12, whether or not we think that this is going to happen. So look forward to those videos coming out tomorrow on each of the four schools. I look forward to showing those on what they've done in the last 10 years, why they make the most sense for the Big 12, and what they bring to the conference, but more importantly, what it does for the conference. Because I think with the Big 12, adding these four schools does a lot of good for the conference, and I think it's the right move, and I think it's the right schools. And we're going to talk about that over the next day. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment whether you not believe this is the right move or not. And do you think that this is going to happen in the next 7 to 10 days as being reported out of Houston? I personally don't think it is. I think there's a lot more that goes into these contracts and into these agreements, especially to create that stability and that commitment. So I believe the schools are probably looking for commitment from the remaining 8 schools as well, that they're going to stay packed. But the move makes sense. And one of the big reasons why this makes sense is I think it makes sense, especially for like West Virginia. It gives West Virginia a good travel partner with Cincinnati, and someone that they can travel with, and someone that's closer to them. Houston and UCF, I believe, would be travel partners in this. The one thing that I'm a little bit questioned on is BYU. BYU doesn't have a travel partner close to them. But it makes sense for the conference, and it's something that BYU's been talking about. I mean, they almost joined the conference back when Baylor did, quite a few years ago, and so they've always been in the mix with the Big 12. So it doesn't surprise me that the Big 12's looking to invite them. They do have some issues, and we're going to talk about that in that video too. So please like, subscribe, leave your comment below, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.